So many people have many different fears. There's fears of the dark, fears of falling, fears of public speaking, fears of being in public. I mean, there's virtually a fear for everything. But a lot of people have a fear of snakes. Now imagine this for a moment, if you will. You're in a national forest, hiking with your friends or family, and you come across a road, and this road is literally covered with hundreds of snakes. Snakes of every different variety. And as you're standing there petrified in fear, these snakes just continue to cross the road. What would you do? In today's episode of TDI Live, we're going to talk about the fires in the Amazon, Shawnee National Forest's Snake Road closure for the snake migration, and then in Bill's Conspiracy Minute, we're going to talk about what they're putting in our water. I'm Matt.
I'm Bill.
And I'm Heather.
And you're listening to TDI Live. So what's new in the world of Tye-Dyed Iguana? So Eric and I just got back from Super Zoo. Actually, it was Eric, myself, Stephanie, and Aaron were out there. Super Zoo is one of the big international manufacturers trade shows. We got to see a lot of the new items that are coming to the pet industry as a whole, and we've got several new items that'll start arriving at Tye-Dyed Iguana within the next month. So be sure to watch social media or just stop in to see what's going on there. We're also getting ready to build our new tortoise pen. That was actually slated to be built this week. But we're prepping for the next Show Me Snakes show coming up. So the tortoise pen will become a reality next week. So that's what's going on in Tye-Dyed Iguana. Let's start talking about what's going on in the Shawnee National Forest for Snake Road. I'm going to pass this one over to Bill because he's got a lot more information as he's a seasoned veteran. So what's going on, man?
Well, 2 times a year they close the road for traffic, and it's just like a gravel road, but they close the road in a certain area because the snakes are going up to prepare for hibernation, so they don't want traffic because, it's quite a bit of snakes, and it's pretty cool. I mean, you can walk, you have to walk. You can't take any kind of motor vehicle, but you'll see all kinds of stuff. You'll see copperheads, cottonmouths, timber rattlers, black racers, every now and then a red milk snake, rough green snakes, garter snakes, ribbon snakes, and just pretty much everything that's native to southern Illinois.
Everything that's a snake?
Yeah.
Etc., etc., etc.
But they do have very strict guidelines, like you can't carry a snake hook.
And you can't even carry a snake hook?
No.
They can't, really?
No, they will, because you're not even supposed to touch them. I mean, you can photograph them, but you're not supposed to catch them, touch them, do anything to them. And
they
from
would
what
consider
I've heard,
harassment.
Yeah.
Snake
from what
harassment.
I've heard in the past is that they have DNR in ghillie suits sitting up on the bluff watching people. Now, I don't know how true that is, but the way DNR is, I would say yes.
So, I'll be 100% honest, and this may come as a shock to some people. I've never actually been to Snake Road for the migration. You've been there a few times, right, Bill?
Yes. Usually it happens like in late March, early April, and then this time of the year.
So you said that there's just like tons and tons and tons of snakes, like hundreds, thousands. I
would
it's 10
say
at a time.
If you walked from, I can't remember exactly how far it is, but I would say if you walked a quarter mile to a half a mile, you would see, I would say, 50 to 100 snakes.
What would they call that? Would that be a flock of snakes?
A gaggle.
A gaggle? Is it really a gaggle?
I don't know.
Is it
That's
a herd?
Geese. Or a murder. No, that's a murder of crows. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what you'd call that. We could come up with a name when there's 50 to 100 snakes.
Well, a clutch of snakes.
I like gaggle.
Babies.
I think gaggle's a good one. There's a gaggle of snakes.
Gaggle, yeah.
So if you head down to Snake Road, you'll see a gaggle of snakes. When are they closing the road? Do either of you all know?
I don't know 100% for sure.
Heather, I thought you said that they were getting ready to close it down.
I think it might be in September.
Yeah, so it's coming up.
That
Cool.
sounds, yeah.
So if you are a reptile enthusiast and interested in native reptiles, this would definitely be something worth checking out. But don't be an idiot, guys. This isn't a place to go down and party and catch animals. And like Bill said, DNR is down there. And if you've ever dealt with DNR in Illinois, those guys definitely have the best interest of the native animals in their heart.
Plus, you're in a national forest.
And dude, they will pop you.
They will give you a warning. They'll arrest you on the spot.
Yeah.
And because they're serious about it. Because in the past, and this is a reason why they are so hardcore about it, is because in the past people used to go down there and they used to collect stuff, and they would flip rocks and just basically destroy the area, destroy the environment, and then leave. But basically just you can take pictures, but that's it. Only leave your footprint. Don't leave your trash or your empty beer bottles or soda cans or.
Don't be
whatever.
an idiot.
Exactly.
Be respectful.
Yeah.
All right, so in the world, we've got a pretty big deal going on in the Amazon, and this is interesting because this really does affect the entire world. It will affect our industry for sure, but there are raging wildfires. I heard that the footprint of the fire would be like from Detroit to California in the United States. Do we have any idea what caused these fires or what's going on, or they're completely out of control?
This is just an assumption. It was just like the slash and burn, for cutting down trees to grow crops.
Yeah, that was my understanding.
Because I heard Brazil has a huge, they produce a lot of corn and a couple other grains. And I think that, some people, they'll slash and burn a little plot of land, but the fires can get out of control, and they have no way to stop them.
Well, that's what happened here, right?
Yeah.
It started as controlled, now it's out of control.
That's what I'm guessing.
And, the Amazon rainforest, it produces a huge portion of the Earth's oxygen.
Yep.
Man, we have all sorts of animals that come out of South America.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know. There's not really been a lot of conversation about this and how it may affect the reptile industry.
Well, no, apparently it had been going on for almost a month before they started really reporting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it had been happening for 3 weeks already.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the world cares 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
And it's kind of unfortunate because things like this, I hate to say it, but I think the majority of the world really doesn't care because it doesn't
affect them.
Yep, it doesn't impact their daily, day-to-day life.
Right.
People think about, going to work, taking the kids to school, extracurriculars. They're not, South America, at least here in the United States, it feels so far away, it's almost like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And you hear about the rainforest, but until you go outside and can't breathe because there's nothing to clean the air.
Yep.
That's like the lung of the world.
That's what I've heard it called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earth's lungs.
And it's like, they don't have no clue of how many plant and animal species that have never been discovered might be just wiped out. And, then I'm sure there's different populations of either plants or animals that are critical that are getting wiped out. And I don't know, it's just a really bad thing. And I did hear that Brazil was sending 40,000 troops to go in and start trying to fight these forest fires, but the area is so dense and it's pretty much impossible to get there with any kind of, like fire truck.
Yeah.
They don't have no Amazon forest fire trucks.
No fire hydrants in the rainforest. That sounds like a code violation to me.
Well, they could probably put the pumps and stuff in the river or lakes and stuff and do it that way. But then, then you're sucking up fish and putting fires out with fish.
We laugh about this, but this is going to be a disaster that'll probably change the course of the Earth forever.
Well, and it might take hundreds and hundreds of years for that to get
regrow,
back to where it was. And that's even, again, I think a lot of this just slash and burn is for crop growth, and they pretty much wipe the soil, the nutrients in the soil out within a year or two, and then it's basically
just
useless.
Trash land. Yeah,
it's useless.
It's a prime example of capitalism and money
Yeah.
taking precedent over, why we're really here, to live and thrive and, take care of our planet. It's the only thing we have. So.
Well, and then a lot of countries are doing the ecotourism, and they're making a lot of money, to have people pay to come in and have, guided tours in certain areas. They do it in Costa Rica and Belize and some of the countries in Central America. And I'm sure they do it in other parts of the world,
well, now you can get a guided tour of dirt.
Yeah.
In South America.
A charcoaled palm tree.
A charcoaled gaggle of snakes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Too soon. All right. So let's move on. Bill, what are they putting in our water?
Oh, they put a bunch of crap in our water.
Yeah. Do you drink water?
No, I do not drink tap water. I drink water, but I drink either RO or distilled water.
But I mean, that's all derived from. Well, I guess RO. That's all derived from
water.
water,
It's
tap water.
Exactly. But
so why wouldn't you drink tap water? Because I'll drink it
because
right out
it's
of the tap.
got fluoride, which is extremely bad for you.
Isn't that good for your teeth? The
No.
dentist gives it to you.
Well, you're
It
not
must be
supposed
good.
to. Well, you're not supposed to drink it.
Oh.
I mean, they have fluoride toothpaste, but I've heard even that is not very good for you.
They say fluoride crystallizes your pineal gland, your third eye.
Yeah, it calcifies it.
Calcifies it.
Yep.
So.
And it causes learning disorders. And I think we're the only country that actually puts fluoride in the water.
Why do they put it in the water? Why do you think they put it in the water?
I think they're just using it. Oh, it's good for your teeth, or I have no clue. But I mean, it's actually a rat poison, rodent poison.
Yeah.
They used to use, I guess it was crystallized fluoride, or they had another name, but it was basically fluoride they used to use for to kill rodents.
Do you think it's like a conspiracy to maybe make the human population sterile or stupid or?
I think it's to dumb us down.
Yeah.
Mainly, and then I've heard that there's trying to think of the name of it, but anti-fertility drugs in our water too. They said the Western fertility rate has dropped dramatically.
You think that's because of the water?
I don't know. I think it might be the
Hormones
water,
and the
food, the stuff
milk.
that they spray in the air, and it could be
Chemtrails.
Yeah, it could be.
But why would,
the medication they put in meats to make cows bigger or produce more milk.
But why would the government want to make people less fertile? People are valuable. It's your
Well, they're
workforce,
easier-
and they tax you.
Yeah, but they're easy. People are easier to control if they're stupid,
Yeah,
and then they just rely on the government for help.
Well, and I won't argue that the dumbing down of the public, but
Yeah.
I would question why a government would want to, make people sterile because again, every human being is a cash cow in theory.
Well, and it's a eugenics thing too.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a few elites that they just think that the world's overpopulated, and we're not in their club. So
You're not in the club?
We are expendable.
You didn't get the invite?
No.
Me either.
No,
so
I sure did.
there's this Heather. What's that club at Disneyland that's like super exclusive?
It's Club 33.
Club 33. So in Disneyland, they've got there's like this door, like this random door in the middle of the park, and what is it? It's like $30,000 to join, and then $30,000 a year after that. It's reserved for like celebrities and movie stars, and nobody knows what's in there.
The rich and famous.
So
yeah.
maybe this is kind of like Club 33, except a little less Disney-esque.
Kind of like the Freemason satanic stuff that's going on.
See, the Masons aren't Satanists, man. I'm sorry. I'm a
Upper
Mason.
level.
We never worship the devil when...
Well, the upper levels are.
Oh, yeah. I'm just a common folk.
Right.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move past the conspiracy. Maybe next week we'll talk about Freemasons and devil worship next week. Heather, what do you have for us this week?
Okay, so this week's game is going to be Never Have I Ever. And you guys have got to say if you've ever done any of these things or had
Don't
them
panic,
happen
Bill.
to you.
I told her no questions about cousins.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the first one is Never have I ever been on TV or the radio.
You want to go first?
I don't think I have been. I have a vague... As we was talking about this, because I know one of the news channels came here and was talking about they found a black rat snake in East St. Louis, and they were thinking it was a water moccasin or cottonmouth, and I thought I talked to them, but I don't know if that actually aired.
Yeah.
I know you have been.
Yeah, I've been on TV more times than I could count for various reasons. Obviously, Tye-Dyed Iguana, politically. I've been on the radio a few times. I did the Cornbread Show a couple times back in the day with Aphrodite. When I was a kid, my brother was a radio DJ, and I would go on the air with him. But I won't drop the name, but just to put the tidbit out there, myself, Bill, and Debbie were stars of a failed reality TV show on True TV.
Oh,
And there was a pilot that did air, so it's out there if you dig, but man, you got to dig deep. It's
I'm so
deep and
glad.
dark.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to handle fame and fortune and stardom.
True TV, fame and fortune, like bottom of the barrel,
Yeah.
fame and fortune. We would have been like, yeah, it would have been bad. Heather, what about you? Have you been on TV? Yeah, you were on the. I'm not going to ruin it. You've been on TV, right?
Oh yeah, I went to Price is Right when Bob Barker was still doing it, and so.
Were you on the show?
Well, I wasn't a
Oh.
contestant, but you could see me in the audience.
Yeah. Did you record it? Were you like, that's me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
On an old VHS tape.
All right, cool. What's next?
All right, so the next one is, never have I ever had a paranormal experience.
Man, I've definitely had a paranormal experience.
I have too.
So you believe in the paranormal, Bill? Because that surprises me. You believe in ghosts?
I believe in evil spirits. I don't know
Oh.
about ghosts.
Got it. Do you want to talk about your paranormal experience?
Yeah, actually.
He's like, since you asked.
Well, yeah, it was when.
Was it an Indian on the side of the road in a
No,
car
this
accident when
was
you were driving
well.
by?
I don't know if this would be considered
Mr.
a
Morrison.
paranormal experience or not, but lived in a house in O'Fallon, and it was an older house, and I knew the guy that lived there. I don't know if it was before us or he. Anyway, his mother died in that house, but I remember one time I was looking for my boots, and it was a 2-story house, and I always put my boots on like this little area that went up towards the upstairs, and I always put them there. So I was looking for my boots, and I went up and down the stairs. I went past that spot like several times, and then I went in the kitchen, came back in, and they were there. So I don't know if that's a paranormal experience. They like snatched my boots and
Yeah, put him
wanted
back.
to see. Yeah. And then
The
one
boot
time
snatcher.
I had a buddy there.
Did his boots
And I
disappear?
apparently I fell asleep or something. We was sitting on a couch watching TV or
Fell
something.
asleep and he moved your boots.
Well, no, he heard weird noises upstairs, and then he said it sounded like somebody dropped, like a body dropping from the ceiling to the floor, and he couldn't wake me up. And he was freaking out, and he
There
was
a
like, "Oh my
raccoon falling
gosh,
through the ceiling.
they got him, and they won't let him wake up." And when I woke up, he was white as a ghost. He was freaking out. He left. He left after that. So I never heard nothing like that. Just them snatching my boots.
I had a few when I was a kid, but I won't necessarily get into the details now. But yeah, definitely had a paranormal experience. All right, what else we got?
Okay, never have I ever been awake for 2 days straight.
You see, I have a feeling that this is something Bill did frequently in his youth.
Yeah.
I've never been awake for 2
Oh
days
yeah,
straight.
I've been awake for more than 2 days straight.
Was it a party?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had to help with certain things.
Yeah, you don't have to get into the details on
No,
that.
that would
be
like I said, that
incriminating
was many, I would say in the 80s, early 80s.
Yeah. 80s were a party.
Oh yeah. We still had Quaaludes back then.
Heather, you ever been awake for 2 days straight?
No. No, I have not, actually. Maybe one day, but
Yeah, I've done a
never
day.
two.
When we did the big renovation here, when we were joining, when the church had moved out and we were adding that square footage, I think I was up for 26 hours. And I went home and all I wanted to do was sleep. And my freaking kids, dude. Oh, like that was the day that everything went wrong. And they needed everything. And I was just like, give me some sleep. That was a terrible day. I remember that morning, I had to get a shelf for our substrate. And it's like I'm going on 24 hours at this point. I'm exhausted. Everybody had left except for me. And it was a freaking monsoon out. And I had to go to Home Depot and I had to get this shelf. It was like a team lift shelf. It was super heavy. And I remember dragging it out in the parking lot by myself in this monsoon, loading it into the car. Oh, it was terrible. Anyway. Is that it? You got any more?
One more.
All right.
Never have I ever had someone slap me across the face.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah, I can think of one time I had somebody slap me across the face, and you know who it was? It was my mom. Dude,
Yeah.
I was running my mouth. I remember this vividly. I was standing in the the entryway at my mom's house. You know, I was much younger then, and I remember running my mouth about something, and her back was to me. Whew, man, that woman turned around, and like the momentum of her body spinning combined with like the full force of her swinging her arm. I mean, it was like I got hit in the face by a truck.
Yeah.
And I stopped talking after that, and that was it.
I bet you had a really surprised look on your face.
Dude, I remember.
What happened?
I remember the way my face felt afterwards, like the shock. I think my jaw literally hit the ground.
Yeah, I had an abusive. I was an abused husband at one time.
Yeah.
So I got slapped, punched, broken ribs, ruptured eardrum.
You ever get hit in the head with a beer bottle?
Yes.
Me too.
It
Did it
didn't
break?
break.
It didn't break
No.
on me either.
No, not
I
like
got hit in
the
the
movies.
nose. I got hit in the face with a beer bottle. Yeah, a full one at a Halloween party at my
Yeah, I
mother-in-law's
remember.
house.
I wasn't there, but
I was in a
remember
Gumby
you telling
costume.
me that. Yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, and it just like bounced. It was like, tink.
Yeah, it bounced. Yeah, it's nothing like the movies
Dude.
where they hit you and it shatters. No,
Oh, I was so
it
pissed
bounces.
off.
Yeah.
That literally fueled my rage like 100 times when that
Oh
happened.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a mess of a night. All right, Heather, you ever been slapped in the face?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, you'll remember it if it happened.
No.
All right, guys. So never have I ever. That's going to wrap up this week's TDI Live. Make sure you tune in next week. We record every Wednesday. The podcast is released every Thursday. Right now, you can find it on iTunes, you can find it on Podbean, and you can find it on Google Play. By next week, you'll see it on Spotify and Stitcher as well, and there is a link directly on our website. So come on in and say hi. Otherwise, thanks for listening this week. See you next week.
See ya.
See ya.
It's been too long, so